Hello, chat. This might be the wrong night to show off a new model. Maybe. Maybe. Chat, do you want to see a new model? Do you guys want to see a new model? You know what? I should tell the rest of the world that that's what I'm doing. There we go. Yes? Okay. It's not that big. In fact, it's quite small. Don't worry, it's not the clown model. Not yet. Don't worry. Not yet, not yet. That one's still in progress. Two in a row? Okay. Okay. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? I don't think you're ready. It's showing way less than I thought it would. Hi. Can you see me? I'm down here. I'm hiding from the autism. I'm down here. Hello. I'm tiny. I'm tiny, Mom. It's like Rick and Morty, only better. Why am I so small? Because I am. This is what you call a chibi model. The mouth doesn't seem to work that well. But, well, it's probably because I need to work on it. We'll see. Here, we'll just come up the rest of the way. Hello, chat. I really love this. Okay. Now I can downsize that. So I can pay attention to you all. Now, I'm a little bit late to all of this. The race is all like halfway over. I am going to say really quickly, right here, right now, to avoid the hyper autism that I expect everybody to be, you must reflect your opinions with emojis. Okay? I hope I don't have to have that enforced. The mods will be asked to time out people that cannot keep composure. Why do this to myself? Because. I have Taco Bell, by the way. I have Taco Bell. I am going to get wasted tonight. That is my version of wasted, by the way. Trying to watch you and Junie? That's okay. If you only want to watch one, that I don't blame you. She's doing a charity right now, and I am just being me. Wasted on the toilet? Yes. Pretty much, pretty much. Now, chat. Like all good, actual good reporters here. Okay. I am going to be 4th Estate tonight. Let me make sure I say that right. So, the 4th Estate, the real 4th Estate, refers to being a reporter, basically. But that also means that you don't get my opinion. I shouldn't have casted my vote for you and Temp. Oh, Temp wouldn't be my vice president. I can't trust a redhead. I'm sorry. If I were president, my first decree would be to dye all of their hair to blonde. I'm just saying. That's how we get rid of the power of redheads. Did I get you a burrito? I got myself a burrito. Redhead revolution. I think Temp's gonna have to carry a lot of that vote right there. Alright, chat. Let's not talk about nuking a country here. What about redheads? We gotta get rid of their power level because they're too scary. Oh, hold on, by the way. Gotta start up the Switch. Alex Jones is streaming shirtless. That sounds about right. A lot of people saying he was doomering. And while I think the guy is interesting, to say the least, I do not like his constant doomering. That is good nacho cheese. I am going to feel it in the morning. Especially since it's probably not real cheese. Check you quit his own show? That's funny. Okay, chat. Now, I don't know what site is the best for this. I've never really done this before. This model is too powerful? Well, thank you. Okay, where's my 4K thing? Hold on. I gotta... For some reason, 4K thing starts in another window. So I have to manually switch it. Oh, yeah. I'm cute. Well, thank you. So I am not going to be alone tonight. I have a panel of people. I'm going to have to tell them to add the MommaOcco. Okay. I'm going to unmute myself from them. Oh. Hello. Hello. I am going to be adding a secret member of my circle so that I can use it to have you guys on stream. It is literally just myself. There we go. Oh, I don't share mine.
Yeah, let me dig up the notepad that's covered in dust. Let me see. Was it on a notepad or was it on a? Let me see.
Let me go that. There you go.
Yeah.
Blow off some of the dust.
There we go. Policies for presidential run. It was on a WordPad. Okay, so
Can I have mobile auto stuff at the same time?
I called it the spike plan.
I think, but I'm too lazy to do it right now.
I should have written more on this because I just have my footnote and I have the rest of it in my head. So, the spike plan. If a student that is currently in college graduates and within 6 months they are unable to find a job within their field, the debt is transferred to the school.
Oh. I
I kind of like that. I like that though. Okay, I'm about to finish college like this semester, just with my associates in English, but and I don't have any debt. But if I don't end up, getting a job in some kind of writing field, yes, I very much agree with that. Let's go.
For my healthcare plan,
Is that
I
Pippa?
called it
No.
the Action Bastard Care Plan, the ABC, because getting healthcare should be as simple as ABC.
Nice.
For a simple monthly payment, let's say, for New York, because it's like one of the most expensive places to live. Max that you would pay a month for a household, not for yourself, but for your household. That means you and 4 other members of the house. And this is adjusted by state median income, not gross income, but median, basically what everybody makes within the state. Yeah, it covers.
This Taco Bell is amazing, chat. Like I said, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. I should have asked for no greens because the greens are gonna make me sick.
5 people.
I was gonna say,
not a bad idea.
My healthcare policy would be everyone who ever said they were gonna flee to Canada gets Canadian healthcare.
Wait. Are we giving our policy ideas right now?
Well, we're talking with Action Bastard, who is actually running for president, and well,
Yeah, his name is on the ballot.
Yes, his name is on the ballot, and one of our viewers was curious as to what his policies would have been.
I think this one would have been the most interesting, if not the most frustrating to try to implement. The Digital Bill of Rights. So that way, freedom of speech is protected on the internet, and also digital commerce, because a few years back, a lot of people were losing access to their bank accounts because of what was on their social media pages, which is bullshit. Because Wells Fargo, who foreclosed on people's homes, should not get a say because of what you said on Twitter one day.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, Victus. It was funny.
We definitely need those sorts of protections, not just in the United States, but worldwide, because we saw the Canadian farmers and their protests. Many of them got debanked. I believe same thing happened to a lot of the Dutch farmers. Yeah, it's one of those things of the system has ways of just. As a certain senator from New York once said, they have 6 ways to Sunday of getting to you. Don Musa writing in on Twitch. So you know what's really funny? Pennsylvania might go red because one dude gathered the Amish together to vote for the first time. Oh God, I'm Canadian. I wouldn't wish my healthcare on my worst foe. All right, fair point.
Damn.
By the way, funny thing about Pennsylvania. Do you know what else the Amish did?
What's that?
Build houses for the NC.
Yes,
Flood
they
victims.
did. Yes, they did.
And their craftsmanship, they build really great houses, y'all. They really do.
Furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that those houses are gonna last forever.
Yes.
I mean, when you don't have TikTok to distract you, you tend to do some good things.
Yeah. I was gonna say just now when you mentioned the trucker protest, it reminded
Super Gamer, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
the yellow vest protests that happened in France.
Which one? Because there was like 3.
Yeah, but they all kind of have something in common, and it's that these overreaching left-wing policies tend to hurt low class, hardworking people the most. And it's something I mentioned earlier that in the past we've had various ways for wealthy upper class people to express their wealth, either by wearing expensive clothes or by having expensive hobbies, or today by having impractical political beliefs that they can afford to have because they don't directly affect them. They tend to affect people less fortunate than them. And it's also the reason why every time there's ever been a socialist revolution, the first people to rebel against it and be the victims of it are farmers. And it just seems that overwhelmingly left-wing policies tend to be, and this goes back to what I said earlier about the pleasant fiction that we've been forced to live in and how incongruous it is with reality. So much of left-wing policy seems to be based on this fantasy of living in a utopia where no one has to work. You know, it's just concocted by people who resent the fact that you have to do stuff to live.
Yeah, there's always going to be a need for work, even if only to better yourself. Sort of like the ideal future in like Star Trek. I think that was a line from Captain Picard in First Contact. It's like there's no money in the 24th century, but we do work to better ourselves.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, like so many people living in coastal cities far away from farmers who don't think about where their food comes from.
I actually have a commenter who said that the Amish don't like the DNC because they always try and screw with them.
Unsurprising.
They vote when they need to, and they need to vote right now.
Oh, and they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Speaking of voting, do we want to talk about how everyone voted?
I'm fourth estate, so I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, I think
That's totally
maybe
fair.
let's keep the secret ballot secret. Hold on,
Fair enough.
let me get people.
I mean, if you want to talk to us after the fact when we're not streaming on here, I mean,
Fair enough.
I'm going to be honest. Most of my followers know exactly where my beliefs are, so I'm pretty sure they know where I stand, so they don't even really need to ask me. But if you want to ask me after this, you're more than welcome to.
Fair enough.
Oh, I
I'll
should
tell
say,
you.
I didn't get to vote because I moved away from an abusive situation the exact same time that voting would have been a good idea. So I would have had to drive back to Texas in order to do that.
That's too bad.
No one wants you to make you do that, though, honestly.
No. If we lose the election because of that one vote, I know who I'm blaming.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Since you said that you would have to go back to Texas. Well, Texas is just fine. They already called Texas a long time ago.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
Let's go ahead.
We're holding it down here. We're holding it down.
We switched over to our video react scene here, and I think I've got everybody accounted for with Fugies and everything. I'm having to run separate.
I was going to say I am missing, but that may be because I'm. There we go. Because I was going to say.
There's a little bit of a delay just because we're across 4 different platforms tonight. But
gotcha.
Ain't no one can outbuild an Amish community. This is very true and real, Don Musa.
Oh yeah.
2:30. Didn't vote. I forgore. It's all right, Jedi. I'm Canadian.
My vote will
couldn't get
count for
across
you.
the
Thank
border
you,
to vote
Azzy.
illegally.
I'm going to assume you voted for everything I
3
wanted.
times for both of y'all. So it's
By
okay.
the way, funny thing about that, I think it was in Michigan where it happened. Because Michigan is one of those states where it doesn't require state ID. There was a guy who had went there and asked for his ballot back. They asked him why, because he said he wasn't a citizen, and they still counted his vote.
Insanity. Absolutely insanity.
Was that? I had heard something today. I haven't been able to confirm it, so let me check that real quick. But I had read something that supposedly a Chinese foreign national had voted and then turned himself in.
Yeah. That was
That's the same one?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they still counted his vote.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Now,
That's
since we're
mad.
talking about how the election is going, and you mentioned Texas, I will say, not every vote has been cast in Texas yet. There are quite a few counties that haven't been called yet. But if you just look at the way they're distributed across the map, it looks like most of them are going to go red, and the state is already majority red.
Oh, yeah.
82% estimated precincts reporting. I think probably safe to say.
It's
at this
just Houston
point,
and Dallas that are going to be mostly blue.
San Antonio,
Always, yeah.
Yeah, we've got we've
it's-
got that. We've also got Austin. We've got San Antonio, El
and some
Paso,
border counties.
Hayes County, Dimmitt, Webb. Jimbo,
take a look at Pennsylvania, by the way.
Yeah,
Pennsylvania's looking
Pennsylvania.
pretty
Wow.
strong.
Let's have a
Also
look at
in
Pennsylvania, important swing state here.
Wisconsin
80%
right now, they had reported that their machines in Wisconsin were malfunctioning because the papers didn't go in right. So there's that right now.
Oh dear.
But we were told that there was no way for a voting machine to malfunction.
You don't
I
say.
know.
Yeah.
There's no way for a voting machine to malfunction. That's why we brought in new voting machines this year. The next 4 years, there's no way they could malfunction. That's why we brought in a new one this time.
Which is funny because the states that had just plain paper ballots, they were already done.
Yeah, and that's and again, this just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, we're all mocking the so hard to believe, I'm just gonna say unbelievable narratives that we've been fed. We're all saying it without saying it, that we're sick of being told things that we just don't believe, and that's why this is happening.
I think we're also we're really tired. I think the American people too, at least those that have quote unquote have woken up over just this last year of, you know, doing their own research rather than listening to mainstream media. A lot of them have found out really quickly that, oh, the mainstream media is lying to me. They're not telling the truth. That's not what Trump really said, or that's not what Harris really said or did. I think it's great that Americans are getting back to doing their own research on things rather than just relying on what they're hearing in the mainstream news. And now you have sites, I can't remember exactly what site it is, but there's a website that shows you what the right, what the left, and what the centered media is saying. So both sides, and then you get a central viewpoint. What site is that called?
It's a news aggregate called Ground News.
Yeah,
that's what it's called. I was like, I know I've heard of that somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that's a great platform, so you can see both sides, and then what's going on in the middle. I think that's such a great resource to have for Americans or just anybody, honestly.
Yeah. And you make a good point about Americans being able to do their own research thanks to the internet. You know, the baby boomers were like the first generation. They were, the baby boomers, like I said, we've been living in a certain kind of world ever since World War II. The baby boomers were, of course, the first generation born after World War II. They were also the first generation born with television being the norm. And we've basically been living in a world where news comes from the television, from the carefully curated channels. But millennials, are the first generation to be born with the internet being the norm. And so, whereas we've been living in a society characterized by the experience of the boomers, we might soon find ourselves living in a society characterized by the experience of millennials.
Yeah, I agree.
So, because some of us are not, we're not getting any younger.
No,
don't remind me.
Yeah.
I'm already an old man. Don't remind me either.
Yeah, I've got the occasional lower back issues to remind me.
Wait, what's that on the floor? Oh, it's one of my teeth.
Oh, geez.
No, we're not there yet. Please. No.
Oh, please.
That's weird.
You're not that old, so just stop doing the math.
Tony, welcome in.
You're making me
You
feel
millennial. Shush,
old.
King Panzer. Shush. Voted early, much shorter lines, it seems. Well, that's good. That's good.
Well, when everybody votes
Well, it
early,
means that your state's probably close to being called.
Anxiety is through the goddamn roof. Well, please, only remember to breathe. Remember to breathe, and if you need to take a break, I understand. Look, this content is not going to be for everyone.
Why don't we calm everyone's nerves by looking at some of the swing states, some more of the swing states?
Yeah, so we're looking at Pennsylvania here right now. 80% of precincts reporting in. Big cities like Philadelphia, Hattiesburg, and Pittsburgh naturally going towards Harris, but it does look like 51% of the vote does appear to be going towards Trump.
All right.
So let's see, which one do we want to check next?
How about Michigan? That one seems to still be kind of divided, or at least
Michigan and Wisconsin. Those are going to be the wild cards tonight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Not even American, and I'm nervous.
He's got a fairly healthy lead.
well, if the election goes tits up, a lot of the world kind of is messed up.
Yeah.
The TR1 noob, thank you for the follow.
So yeah, like looking at this, like obviously it says that states kind of divided down the middle, just pure numbers wise. But again, if you look at the way these undecided counties are distributed, you kind of get the feeling of where they're going to go.
Yeah. Grand Rapids and Detroit and some of the surrounding counties near Detroit, Wayne and Oakland. No surprise there. That's going blue. Red. Most of the state going red. But just squeaking by ever so slightly thus far. 47% reporting. My personal standards, I consider that still a bit too close to call.
Yeah, if it's only 47% reporting, then yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah,
Which one, Michigan?
Yeah.
We've sort of made it a house rule here, everyone, that unless we have a minimum of 50%, then we are not going to. Then we're not going to, make our own call for one candidate to another.
Although we did just see the numbers widen a little bit.
Yes, just ever so slightly.
What are you guys using to follow the race?
Right now we're on 270towin.com, and we've clicked over to the live 24 election results.
I'm actually using three separate. Actually, make that four separate things. I'm using Polymarket, Axios, Poll on 4chan, and 270 to win.
I think the 4chan poll might be more accurate.
I'm gonna tune into poll myself. I'm sure it's at least entertaining.
You'll understand if I don't bring that up.
Oh no worries, no worries.
We are already taking a tremendous risk.
Jamie, pull up poll.
So one of my commenters said this, and this is very interesting. Ria said in Australia, if you're convicted of a crime, you're not allowed to be in government. I'll be honest with you, if that were the case, we would not have a government. I am telling you right now.
Yeah.
Everybody would not be eligible to be in there.
Yeah,
Nobody would be eligible.
Well, no, the difference is that we investigate ourselves and find ourselves innocent. So,
there was no wrongdoing to be
Right.
found.
Yes.
But yeah, if you want to pull up something interesting, you want to see a little bit of hope. Pull up a Polymarket.
Okay. Now I do have Polymarket. I've also got Kulshi here. Let me refresh Kulshi. Jesus. Who will win the presidential election with over $340 million on the line? Donald Trump, 95%. Kamala Harris,
That's
5%.
the thing.
That,
Yeah, I will say
so-
that like sometimes looking at bookies is a way more accurate way of looking at the way things are going than pollsters.
Yes, sometimes, not always. And then we kind of pull back with, cooler heads prevailing on Polymarket, it would seem. Trump, 88.6%.
You may want to refresh.
Whoops. Oh, I forgot. You have to do that. Hang on. Oh dear. Oh my.
Wait, where are we looking at right now?
Polymarket, Trump, 96.6%.
Let's go, baby.
3.4.
I'm gonna let it ride on Harris and rig the election tonight. I'm gonna be a billionaire tomorrow.
You have to say, you must say,
Oh man, I don't think I'm ready.
If you win on those odds, you will be the next Elon Musk. Everyone will worship you.
You know who's pulling the strings,
million.
right? It's the VTubers.
Oh, Lord Rex, can you put a link down for the stream that I can share with my audience?
Oh, yes. Which one would you like?
Whichever one you feel is the best for you.
Let me see.
By the way, if you also want like a little bit more of a detailed map, that's why I'm using Axios, because they're giving me both the percentage and where everybody's standing right now. And Wisconsin's got 75% of expected votes, and Trump's holding it.
The weirdest thing that's happening right now is hang on, where was it?
Frankie D on YouTube. I have my life savings on Kamala. Oh no. Frankie, no. Good evening, folks. Muga, welcome in. Good to see you.
The weirdest
What's that? It's Jeb coming up from behind. He swept it all.
Please clap.
I said it before, but if Jeb wins this, we all have to be ready to clap on command.
Yes. We have to do like that last scene in Evangelion. You know what I'm talking about.
Too much. I can't wake everyone up.
You want to know what's really fun? Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Don Moose writing in Twitch chat. You want to know what's really funny? Biden refused to go to Kamala's watch party. Yeah, he's going to be watching from the comfort of the White House tonight.
I wonder why.
Blue Dragon, thank you for the follow on Twitch, and Stoner Stan, thank you for the redeem there.
Honestly,
To the polls, vote on that thing.
Oh no.
So it's
Oh, wait, did you-
84% right now in Philadelphia, and Trump is up by 300,000 votes.
Yeah.
In
Thank you,
Pennsylvania.
Amish people. Thank you, Amish people.
Yes, God bless you, Amish.
Honestly, the coolest thing Biden has ever done has been these like shady little slights that he's been throwing at Kamala ever since.
Yes.
Oh yes, putting on the MAGA hat and
Keeping it too.
Oh, that was beautiful.
yeah.
By the way, did you all see what Jill Biden did today?
I saw the article. Let me pull it up.
Oh yeah, she
Let
like
me
was
pull it
wearing a
up
red
here.
shirt, red something red
Yeah.
basically.
Let's
Was it a red
see.
tie? Maybe.
Here we are.
It's really
let's
funny.
see, From oh, for heaven's sake! No, I don't want to add. I don't want to enable ads. No.
Also, I was going to
Never
say this
mind.
earlier. The strangest thing
Anyways.
that's happening right now is Arizona, which has taken a strange amount of time to call its last two counties, while the vote is pretty much split 49.8% Trump.
Oh yeah, what was that bull
49.4%
crap
Harris.
that they said it was going to take 12 days for them to count one county?
But
Well,
still,
12 hours from the looks of it.
I used to live in Arizona.
55.
That makes absolutely no gosh damn sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
who
Maricopa
knows?
County should be easy to do. They're very nice down there.
The day the vote was decided by the Amish of all demographics, of all people. But you know what? God bless the Amish.
The
you
Amish
know,
vote
they're good
decided it
people.
all.
Especially what
Don't
they did for those people that
screw
got
with
hit by
the
the
Amish.
hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah,
Yeah.
55% reporting for Arizona. I don't know. I'm tempted to call it for Trump, but I guess I won't. I'll bite my tongue for now.
Wait, where are you seeing
Fight
this?
it hard.
Elijah?
On
Yeah.
270 to win, it says 55% reporting in Arizona.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that
No,
was the wrong
it's-
one.
Difference of about 10,000 votes. I think that's still a bit.
When it's
Yeah.
less than 10,000, I would be not willing to call unless it's over 90%.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the,
Can someone send me the link real quick, because the live map I'm looking at is not updating correctly. I don't know if my internet's being weird.
I'm posting it in the chat right now.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
The
So-
other one that's really weird is Nevada. Literally none of its votes have been reported yet,
That's interesting.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
and it's considered a swing
nothing.
state.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Gosh. Wild
Okay,
stuff.
there we go.
It was funny because I just remembered, yeah, there were a bunch of power outages in a bunch of the swing states. As if that wasn't suspicious enough.
Dr. Frankie, thank you for the follow. My life.
Hey, your follower goal got met.
Oh, did it? Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Congratulations, Dr. Frankie. You're the 660th noble, I believe. I'm starting to lose count here. We've got so many now, but yes.
Oh, we've almost gotten you to the spooky number.
Nice. A nice savings on Kamala, please. Rig Medicope. No. Yeah, very, very strange.
All of a sudden, we're going to see 6
Oh yeah, the
billion-
bomb threats.
We're going to see 6
Medicope
billion
is
votes
up.
come in for Kamala.
Spooky.
We are also seeing that on Twitter, Santa has put California on the naughty list.
They should have been there ever since the 80s, just to be fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They'll never. You think they'll ever get off the naughty list?
No.
No.
They
Not
will
until they
if-
float away into the blue abyss.
I was going to say there is one thing that could get them off the list, and this is an idea that's floated around for a while. And if anybody watches Razorfist, you'll know what I'm about to bring up. State electoral colleges.
State electoral colleges. Interesting. All right.
Yeah, because if you ever pull up like a voting data map of like New York or California, you'll see like a good chunk of it is red, and then the major cities, you know, Sacramento, San Francisco,
San
LA,
Diego.
they're all deep blue, and for some reason, the density of the population determines what their electoral college points go to.
Yeah,
But-
the same thing is happening in Minnesota right now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
wait,
if,
are you wasn't there a vote to potentially split the state in half?
Yep.
Yeah,
What,
it was
California? It was supposed to be
17,
split
but
into
it was never
4.
gonna- Yeah, it happened in 2017, but it was never going to happen. It would have been incredible.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been wonderful if it did.
Realistic.
I mean, it should have passed.
State of
It-
Jefferson could have been, the dream could have come to life.
Yeah.
Yep.
State of Jefferson.
Where do I share my memes that I'm finding?
Oh, just put them in the group chat.
Yeah,
Okay,
feel
I'm gonna
free.
just-
Oh, someone did do the Jeb thing for Tomoe.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, yeah.
Big one.
I love how Tomoe was like, why am I not seeing any votes in my name?
And
Aw.
Carolina on the nice list, lol. By the way, Muga TW, thank you for the follow.
Ultimately.
Yes, we love our horse girl waifu here.
Yes.
Hold it on Twitch, but staying on YouTube so my phone doesn't mess up. Totally understand, Muga. Totally understand. I know with some streamers who simulcast on Twitch and YouTube, I myself I drift a bit over to YouTube on occasion because Twitch be that way.
Twitch is not for the VTuber anymore. It is very hostile towards our
Yeah.
kind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's making
They
me
hate
think.
these luscious hips.
Exactly.
But their hate does not burden us anymore because we are finally being unburdened by what has been.
I don't
We
get
are
it.
unburdened by what has been.
That's
And
right.
I can't remember the rest of the line. It was very forgettable.
It
Yes.
is.
Kraken.
I gotta say, like, it just within these last few months, everything that Trump could have needed to, like, he had all the right little things happen to generate some good memes, if you know what I mean. And I don't mean that like in terms of like funny internet pictures. I mean just like things that people will remember and people will talk about. You know,
The McDonald's bit.
yeah, the McDonald's bit, literally
That
2
was
assassination attempts,
brilliant.
and honestly,
I thought it was
the-
4.
What?
Oh, hey,
Or assassination
look at,
attempts.
This year.
Look at Minnesota. Look at the counties in Minnesota.
Let's see here.
Duluth is red by
Oh,
10% more than. Wow. Interesting.
Is that good?
I mean, it's a big city in
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, it's
you'd
not
think.
Minneapolis, but
But of course, that the big assassination attempt and that image that arose from it of him pumping his fist in front of the flag. I don't think you could. I think that practically won him the election.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to say
For
won him the
sure.
election. So I won't say it won him the election. I'd say it's giving his campaign the energy it currently has.
there was a
We are seeing
shocking
all of the meme magic from 2016 come back
Oh, yeah.
with a vengeance this year.
By the way, funny thing about that. Some people forget that Biden didn't step down after the debate. He stepped down after the assassination attempt.
Ooh.
That's telling.
He knew he couldn't win.
And then when it was there was Trump.
I didn't need a tinfoil hat
Absolutely.
routine.
I'm just gonna lay out the order of events, the timeline of events. Trump absolutely spanked Biden in that first debate. Then someone shot at Trump. It didn't work. Biden dropped out.
I don't know what he said. I don't think even he knows what he said.
But then Trump
Not
had the debate
cool.
with Kamala, and despite the moderators running defense for Kamala at every turn, I would say he still held his own in that debate. Someone shot at him again.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it
yeah,
didn't work.
and then he had that classic moment in the debate. I'm talking here. Oh, I guess you wanted to say that, huh? Not the
And
exact
you know
quote,
what?
but pretty much that.
To Harris's
A woman
credit,
is
on the
talking.
I paid for this microphone line that I believe Reagan had in 1980.
Mhm.
to Harris's credit, though,
Twitch,
she
Sharon,
tried the
it's been
Pokemon Go
fine.
to the polls.
Oh,
She did
goodness.
try that with the
Yes.
Fortnite thing.
Oh, yeah, Freedom Town, where you could build stuff, but guns were disabled.
Yeah.
Because of course.
That was
Honestly,
so
I think
good.
as soon as FEMA dropped the ball in North Carolina, Trump had his vote secured. Moose, that's actually a interesting that's a
Yeah.
good point. Some people
Yeah.
have forgotten about that already. How short our memories are, but
White men Paris.
What? What happened?
the
Oh, yeah, not
Uh,
just North Carolina, but also, what is it? East Palestine, Philadelphia, with the, or Pennsylvania, with the train crashes, and Maui.
True.
Oh,
I am
yeah.
still going to be so sad because we know the Hawaii's probably going to vote for her still.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
is so
Probably, yeah.
stupid.
let's check on
They-
Hawaii.
They don't know what a
nothing
good thing
reported
is.
yet.
They have always been primarily blue. However, I mean, I visited over there with my family a couple of years ago. The bad thing about over there is that their homeless population is huge. Also, everything is so expensive over there because everything is coming from the mainland, the main part of the U.S. But the homeless population over there is extremely horrible. But their local government doesn't do anything about it, and so you get what you vote for, and it's just bad. I feel like they should know better by now.
You would think.
And
Someone pull up the Joker meme of "You get what you deserve."
East Palestine was Ohio.
I will say that the reason, I guess you could say that the reason Hawaii is consistently blue is their population is basically divided into the two people that the Democrats are most good at manipulating into voting for them: poor non-whites and rich whites.
Yep.
Let me ask real quick: are we ready to call Georgia? 93% reporting, 120,000 vote lead.
Wow.
95%.
That is
reported?
insane.
Yeah, I think it's, yeah. about
Wasn't Georgia
200,000
blue last
votes.
time?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
he
think it was
recaptured
I thought
Georgia.
It was always leaning blue. Oh, you mean in the last election? Yeah, I think it did turn blue.
On red, looks
It
like.
was.
Yeah, I think we can call
Never
that.
really predict Georgia for some reason.
They
Can we
also
also? Oh, go ahead.
they also had voter fraud last time though, but then were never
Oh, yeah.
prosecuted for it.
Yeah, nobody
Yeah.
went to jail for that.
Massive voter fraud. Wasn't it the judge who was not indicting? I can never keep all the stuff straight on the Trump indictments, but one of the judges involved with Trump's conviction or indictment or something of that nature, wasn't she involved or found to be involved with
Something
the voter
like
fraud?
that. Something like that. Yes.
I think so.
Also,
Don't
it
quote
looks
me
like
on
New
that.
Mexico just got called for Harris, but we all kind of probably knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. They're,
I want to take a look real quick at the
Yeah.
percentages of the northeastern states.
They're
because
calling New Mexico
they're
with.
closer than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Wow, New
Maine is
Mexico is being called with
surprisingly
40,000 votes difference.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
but New Mexico tends to swing blue.
Yeah.
True.
It's just the fact that it is that close is kind of crazy, though.
Yeah.
Vermont has the biggest disparity, but New York, only 10% difference. I'm surprised by that.
And Maine, they're struggling to call Maine.
Mm-hmm.
So
that
look
is-
at
that is bizarre.
New York.
I've never seen Maine this divided.
I'm looking at New York, freaking Queens, of course. They're the ones that in New York City.
You would expect it would be a landslide for Harris, and yeah, I guess
Hampshire.
the rally in Madison Square Garden had a positive effect for them after all.
It had a positive effect. Sadly, not enough.
Mm.
I mean, we never really expected New York. I don't think anyone does. Barring Harrison coming out and saying everything I said was a lie, and I hate everyone.
Well,
You
Well,
know.
here's the funny thing. If you actually look at New York, you can see that a majority of it is red, save for New York City proper, Albany, and Buffalo.
There
Oh,
are
well,
a lot
yeah.
of
and that's why there's actually a bit of a movement, and it's obviously like all let's create a new state movements. It's comparatively small, but it's still a movement. There is a movement that exists in New York to basically make New York City and Long Island a separate state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at this point, they might as well, yeah.
Also, in other news, currently, this was about 2 hours ago when it was reported, but the Seattle police have reported Antifa rioters downtown in the response for election night attack of the former Chaz area, because they overtook that one police station
I mean, that's
Back in
just another
2020.
news. That's just
But
another
But the
Tuesday
election's
for
not over
Seattle.
yet. They can't.
Yeah.
They
I know.
can't riot until they know they lost.
Yes, this is like
But I mean,
this
the
is
fact
madness.
that the fact that they're already starting to chimp out is a sign
Uh-huh.
of things to come.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
there were those news
absolutely.
reports where a bunch of shops were, reporting to, board up their stuff because they knew this was going to happen.
Yeah,
Chaz
I feel
too.
like, if it was the other way around, people either thought that those that were for Trump were either gonna start a civil war, which that still might end up happening later down the way, a few years from now. I think it could happen, but I'm not saying that because I think we would have rioted if Harris had won. I think we would have rioted, or a civil war would have broken out because we were tired of the government acting the way that they have been with us as the American people. And I think maybe that will come at some point. But
I will say this, I'm just saying, we've seen the way it goes. When Trump loses, you get a riot outside the White House, and some guards kindly let the rioters in, and then try to frame it as an insurrection.
Yeah.
Accurate.
When Trump's opponent loses, cities get burnt down.
yeah,
Pretty much.
I think if
It's a fiery but mostly peaceful protest.
yeah, if Trump does win, which it's kind of looking that way. I'm not gonna call it. Whatever happens, happens. That's kind of where I'm at right now. But I think if Trump wins, there's no doubt in my mind that people who voted for Harris are going to riot, burn down cities in some type of way, much like the BLM riots back in 2020 when they lost their minds for that. And even they didn't have all of the facts straight, as we now know what happened then. Yeah. So, I'm holding out for something.
I was going to say if Trump won in a landslide, then maybe they would be too demoralized to try anything, but it's not looking like that's going to happen.
Well, they're never too demoralized. I mean, it's like Lark was saying about 2020. It's either we win or two arms. And I think it's just a result of what has happened over the past 8 years. Sorry, 8 years.
Well, it's again. I think it's just the fiction we're forced to live under is coming into blows with reality, and it's making everyone upset. There are those who understand why it's happening and are trying to implement meaningful change, and there are those who refuse to understand why it's happening because that might force them to change their beliefs, and so instead they just project that anger onto their perceived enemies.
Also, sidebar, there's a bunch of questions in chat that got to be addressed.
Yes, let me get caught up on some of these real quick. Okay, share links for all channels for the guests. Yes, if you'll go to my Twitter page, the Twitter post for this stream, everybody should be linked there. Check them out that way. It's a little hard for me to tag people and have it work across multiple streams right now. So a few more moving parts here. Just bear with me. Anyways, they're already having people in that area rioting, if I recall correctly today. Surprise clutch in a lot of swing states was Peanut the Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon. Yes, we've been mentioning that. The Ricoist Rico Gaming, welcome in. They'll riot even if they won, so saith the path. Why does Nebraska have two different electoral seats? Nebraska and Maine apparently are strange birds in this one. They have the ability to sort of split their electoral votes different ways. So some of them may end up going to the Democrat candidate and the others will end up going to the Republican candidate. That's just the way their state systems are set up. It's not like the rest of the states where it's an all or nothing proposition.
They're weird.
Real quick, Occo and Rex, are y'all the only two streaming? Just so I can have all the chats open?
I believe so.
I'm not streaming.
Actually, you're not streaming, are you?
No. I'm just here sitting in the chat. I am I've got my energy drink, which I'm about to pop open right now, just because I need that little burst of energy. But yeah, I ain't streaming.
Speaking of, I'm gonna down mine.
I have Taco Bell. I don't need any other energy than that.
I have cookies.
What did you get? What did you get from Taco Bell?
I don't know. I just asked for the meal and I bought it.
What?
Speaking of Taco Bell,
we know it's food.
Just any meal?
We know it is food.
Exactly, it's some form of food.
Is it technically food? Is it food?
It is Taco Bell.
Is Taco Bell food?
To some standard of human, yes,
edible.
it is.
There's a difference.
Do I consider myself that standard of human? Not exactly at the current moment.
I'm eating the goy slop.
But yeah, speaking of Taco Bell, I still can't believe they're getting rid of their breakfast menu. I love their breakfast menu.
Wait, they are?
Yeah, but they're also doing something, I think, within the next month called the Decades menu. They're bringing back a bunch of their stuff that people want, like, popular by demand, but just for a short while. Let me see if I can find the link. Give me a sec.
I just want to see McDonald's bring back their fries in beef tallow. That's all I want.
Yes. Yes, that was something I believe Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Posted about back in the day. That was how McDonald's cooked up their fries. Was they cooked them in beef tallow and a few other ingredients, and then we switched
Yum.
over to these strange concoctions of vegetable oils and everything else, and it's now believed that it's the different oils that are starting to the seed oils that are
Yes.
starting to make us all fat.
Yes, I am
Yeah, you
actually
know-
trying to get on an all meat diet so that I can get all that shit out of my life.
You know, I don't.
I
blame
want to see. You know who I want to see run for president, and I know she doesn't want to do it, and she said she doesn't want to do it.
Who?
But I feel like Kirsha would make the best president
Oh my
because she
gosh.
wouldn't do anything. Just be in office.
She would be the best
No.
president because all the best presidents don't do anything.
Yes, exactly.
True and real. True and real. No,
I, on the other hand, if
I would vote for the Fox Seal.
you know, I'll say this right now: if you vote for me for president, I will make the golden circle real. If you know what that is, then you know.
Yes, let's go. Thank you. Yes,
If I were
would vote for
president,
you.
I would glass Canada.
What does that mean? I'm sheltered. What does that mean?
Like burn
Wipe
it
them.
until the earth melts and turns to glass.
Yes.
Oh,
They've had it too good for too long.
technically,
Not.
they're not having a good time up there. Trudeau's destroying their nation up
he's
there with his
being absolutely
policies.
dreadful.
It's better than they deserve.
Does that mean
The
I
day
need
of
to
the
find an
revolution.
arbiter?
Hopefully they elect the guy that's running against him. I forget what his name is. It's something French, but yeah, he's basically the Canadian version of
Well,
Trump.
They're all
Anything but
French.
Trudeau at this point for Canada. I feel for them.
Canada is a very Canada.
Canada.
No, we can call it that.
Canada is a very interesting animal because I'm really into like how geography affects politics, and Canada is very geographically divided. You've got the Rocky Mountains, the Canadian Shield, and it's not like this huge swath of uninhabited forests in Quebec, and then the sea separating the maritime provinces. So you basically got five main regions in Canada: British Columbia, the Plains provinces, Ontario, Quebec, and the Maritime provinces, and each of them has a very distinct culture. In fact, the average Canadian province has more in common culturally with its opposing US state than with its neighboring provinces. And so the Canadian government is basically just a Byzantine network of alliances between different provinces, all competing with each other, and they all secretly hate each other.
And their money's called the loonie.
That checks out. That checks out.
Rico is Rico riding. You merely need to annex Canada. Rename it North Montana.
No, I'm actually, if you want a really crazy call, I'm gonna call this: by the end of the century, America will have annexed parts of Canada.
Oh, for sure.
That's gonna happen.
The question is just how.
I'm just gonna say it's gonna start with the Plains provinces, especially Alberta.
Dev has crossed the border with a mail truck. We have a code trucker, a repeat code trucker. Slap that Canadian back. We don't need that ass in this country.
Get him out of here.
We don't need
Gone.
the Devian here. He can stay in his backwater country with his communist regime.
Mhm. Okay, here's a funny question: What impression do you think each of us is going to leave on the audience by the end of the night? I'm trying to leave the impression of that crazy guy who thinks he's a genius, but really he's just insane.
I don't know. I think I'm. You know what? I'm just not really sure. I think I don't. If people see this and they're like, I don't really know what's up with Lark, you literally can just scroll through my page and find out what I think. So it won't take you very long. Honest to God, it won't take you very much of a hard time, a long time. It won't take you any time to find out what where I stand. So I don't really know what people think of me in this podcast of sorts, this collab. I'm just happy to be here and eat food with all of y'all and
Eat
be
your own Taco
merry.
Bell.
And enjoying energy drinks.
These
And enjoy
these
energy
cookies and
drinks
this
and Taco
sparkling
Bell.
water.
Yeah.
Bougie during the election. Let's go.
I think I will run and pour myself some whiskey and grab a snack. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Light
as
as
far as my lasting impression, I think once people scroll through my VODs, they're gonna be like, "Why does this accent keep going in different directions?"
You're a man of many voices.
Boy, Minnesota's really close. I guess we need the non-practicing lawyer to tell us who's gonna win.
Yes. What about the legal eagle?
No, I don't really like the
No?
legal eagle.
He did bring up a really funny meme though about what Japan thinks about Americans, and then I did see on Twitter about a few minutes ago that the Japanese are also interested in our election, so they have it up on their news sources and their news networks.
A lot of
Oh,
them
yeah,
want
Japan
Trump to win
loves
too.
Trump.
Yeah, I think
They
I
love
think
him
Trump
very
has
much.
the Japanese vote.
They have a choir. They have the Japanese choir sang about him and everything, and about how much they love him. I mean, his support knows no bounds, no continent.
I think even lots of Chinese people like Trump too.
Oh, they do. They do. I mean, I'm here for it. I think that's
I've been
great.
seeing a lot of Trump merch going around town, which isn't surprising. I mean, my area is... It's actually, no, it is kind of surprising, because my area would be pretty solid blue.
Well, here's the funny thing too, right? This is why I wasn't really like skittish as to who was gonna win. Where have you ever seen Kamala merch or Waltz merch anywhere?
I'm gonna be honest, that sounds super duper cringy.
It is.
Whites
I've
for
seen a little
Harris.
bit, actually.
Whites for Harris. That sounds so bad. White males for Harris.
For Harris.
Oh, that was so funny to watch.
Oh, the white dudes for Harris. Yeah, what a joke. That
I'm
is.
gonna be honest.
They
You can
pick the most
sniff out.
debatably masculine people ever.
Yeah, you can sniff out the beta males that way.
Honestly, white dudes for Harris, they look like a boy band.
Cocked men for. All right, chat.
Unironically, they do.
All right, chat. I'm not saying you're right or wrong, but you're right. It is cocked men for Harris.
Cocked men for Harris. Yes.
I'm not into NTR chat, despite what
My
people may
wife's
think.
boyfriend is voting for Harris.
I love that one-liner from friggin' Trump when he was at the roast. Yeah, don't worry, their wives and their boyfriends will be voting for me.
They just grabbed random good-looking guys. Yeah, crowds on demand or something like that.
I don't even
NTR
think you
men
should
for
use
Harris.
good looking in quotations, Oni.
Maybe I don't know. We may have to use that advisedly. Anyways, chat. If you want to follow all the fine people who are here on stream with me, pinned over on the Twitch side of things is the tweet with everyone's Twitter handles. So give them a follow across all of their platforms.
Yay, free shoutouts!
You can
Yes.
find me on
Yeah.
Twitter and Twitch, but you
Yours
won't
was
see me-
free.
What was free?
His shout out, I paid like $500. I paid $500 for my shout out.
I don't know what
Oh,
you're
see.
talking about.
I charge people to shout me
paid him?
out. I'm that
You
cool
paid
now.
him? I didn't have to pay.
Ugly
No, I'm
NTR guys
joking,
for
I'm
Harris?
joking.
Okay, chat. You're just
Interesting.
trying to segregate ugly white men.
Dude.
Hey, I'm back.
NTR is cringe. Monogamy is based.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There you go.
I come back and we're discussing hentai tags. Okay.
Yes.
yeah. Discussions on here go in various different directions.
Yeah.
All right. What's
Okay.
everyone's favorite tag?
It's okay,
Neturori
like,
men for
you don't need
Trump.
to concern yourself with these things.
See, because of
I'm
sometimes what I
disturbed.
tell people I like, people think I'm into NTR. And I'd have to tell them no.
Yeah. No. No.
By the way, I'll just say, like I said earlier, I'm thinking about switching from my PC to my laptop and moving to a different room to not keep people awake. I think I'll give it another half hour, and if at that point it's still looking like we'll be here a while, then I will do that.
All right.
That said, it's looking pretty good. Although I've noticed that like just the influx of votes is decelerating. I wonder why. I wonder why
Yep.
they want to drag these things.
Yeah. Wonder why. Wonder why. Azebe, thank you for the follow. I do wonder why. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if there's going to be another one of those 3 a.m. dump of mail-in votes.
Yeah, we've got three possible scenarios that unfold tonight, chat, and that is we have a clear victory for Trump, or a clear victory for Harris, or it just remains unclear who the victor is, and we don't find out for several days, which
Yeah.
by the standards of the rest of the world is appalling.
Yep, it is bullshit.
It's rough doings.
If other members of the European Union can have their elections done and dusted in, overnight, and by the next morning it's like, hey, here's the new government for you. Why can't we have that here?
Oh yeah, speaking of, when a bunch of Europeans were asked about what they think about the fact that there's a good collection of states here that don't require ID for voting, they were just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yep.
You only do that if you wanted to cheat.
Exactly.
Which, it's an amazing metric of like how like you think the media in America is biased. It's a crazy metric of how things are in other countries. I want to say it was in Norway or Sweden. They did a study, and like this is all due to the way it was reported by their media. The average person in one of those countries, I want to say it was Norway, basically believed that Kamala was a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Well, yeah, it's all the astroturfing.
That's what happens when the government and the left in those various countries kind of have a lock on the media there.
Yeah, and there's an interesting theory for why they just seem to be everywhere, embedded in every institution you go to, and it's that left-wing policies tend to be appealing to people who have a certain measure of authority, but would like to have more. People who are in the managerial class, you could say, middle managers and the like, which of course are everywhere.
It's like a little devil on their shoulder. Hey, if you just vote for us, we'll give you this and we'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Without showing you the fine print of this is what we'll take.
The devil appearing in the form of a Sir Humphrey Appleby. Pumpman236, thank you for the follow.
So there was a person on Twitter just now that said Trump is going to go down in history as the man who stopped the first female president twice.
Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about
honestly. That
And
is so funny.
Yeah.
I love it so much. I'm going to keep that for later.
that. Yes.
We are here for it.
Coach Red Pill would be proud.
And
The worst thing,
Dylan, yes.
the worst thing about that is that it won't happen a third time.
I know. That's so sad. But what if
they-
JD Vance decides to run for president?
but no, well, like I'm just saying,
it's
what
likely.
a stroke of fortune that
I know,
Trump got
but-
to run against a woman both times.
I know.
But one has to look at the career of Kamala Harris and be like, wow, like, I guess you have to admire how she lied, cheated, and stole her way to the position she's in, because she went from a no-name literal who from California to I think the worst Democratic candidate of the 2020 election to vice president thanks to being a literal diversity hire. Biden admitted it himself. He picked her because she's a woman of color, to somehow inheriting his entire campaign. And now she came kind of close to being president. Like, what?
Well,
Wait,
she just
so-
put her head down and went to work.
It's literally what they call failing upward.
Octopi for
The
Trump.
way that she
Sure.
chose to climb the ladder in the most nefarious but also scantily
Scandalous.
in the most
Ruthlessly scandalous, we'll say.
unclassy way possible is just kind of very telling to her character or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And her lying about her ethnicity and code switching to pander to all these different groups of people makes me angry the most.
Well, as far as her
and
career, it was just like her campaign. She blew it.
She's not.
Her
she's
nickname was
much-
Heels Up Harris. Oh my god.
much like Hillary Clinton with the. I don't know if any of you recall that speech that she made, where she all of a sudden just magically adopted this southern drawl of "I ain't no ways tired. I come too far."
Oh yeah, and the infamous thing of her carrying a bottle of Tabasco sauce in her purse for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
When all of a sudden, if she were to sort of uncork that and take a whiff of it, she'd pass out from the vapors.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
What's
so I found the southern accent from Politico for Hillary. I'm gonna link that real quick. It is bad.
I haven't heard that yet. I'm excited.
It was bad.
As someone who takes
me-
great pride in his Southern heritage, even though I don't have a strong accent myself, nothing makes me cringe more than a bad Southern accent.
Yeah, I gotta
Oh my
hear this
gosh.
right now. You better put it on there right now, sir.
Let me,
I wanna
Oh, this ought to be good.
I
let me
sure
do
shall
that.
be
Let me do
good. I
that
know
for
it.
you. And let me make sure browser audio is up. Let me turn this down ever so slightly. Okay. Here we go.
Well, wait, make sure you stream it to us. So
Wait.
We can see it.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
right.
can you?
Well,
Chat,
I left the link if you want to watch it.
chat. Do
Okay.
you
We'll
not
watch
like
at the
this
same
new
time if he
version of
shares
me?
it.
Okay. Let me back this
Oh,
up.
you have an ad break, Rex.
Let me. Hang on.
Hello, chat.
How are you doing?
There we go. Okay. Hopefully this won't break things.
Hopefully.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
ready.
Let's go.
I'm Hadas Gold. Let's check out the best of last night's late night TV.
Here's the Illinois-born, New England-educated New York senator speaking in South Carolina.
I'm aware I may not be the
Oh
youngest
my
candidate
gosh.
in this race, but I have one big advantage. I've been coloring my hair for years.
I've been coloring my hair for years.
Holy cow.
Twang is missing.
Having a fit.
FIFA has been dogged by controversies in the past, most recently awarding upcoming World Cups to Russia and Qatar, two countries entrenched in human rights investigations.
Yeah, human rights violations like forcing people to play soccer in Qatar. I mean, the average temperature is 300.
Oh my God, Rex! I only just noticed how many tabs you have open.
Yes, it's a lot.
Ah, I see you're a fellow tab person just like me. It feels like the voting is just like magically stopped.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Okay.
I will say this. As far left as Jon Stewart has gone, he still has his timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing, like when they mentioned having the World Series in Qatar, it made me remember, like these seemingly globalist left-wing people are not really globalists, because they are some of the most unworldly people you'll ever meet. They don't know anything about really anything outside the cities that they live in.
A very nouveau riche.
Yeah, and they like it's. And again, it's I've come to the theory that like the basic assumption on which liberal, left-wing thinking is based is the idea that everyone is basically the same deep down. Everyone, the human mind is the same no matter who you're talking to. And like that's why we seem to have this idea.
I'm sleepy? No, I'm eating. I'm eating cat food. That's what Taco Bell is.
It's an American style liberal democracy with a free market and universal suffrage. It's literally why we invaded Iraq. We thought that if we invaded Iraq, we would be welcomed as liberators because we were bringing American style democracy. Didn't work.
That's story anyway.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, what I'm saying is some people thought that was why, and like I said, they expected to be welcomed as liberators, but it's just not true. And so when these people who are seemingly globalists, they really aren't, because what they're really doing is they're just taking this liberal culture that they've invented and they think that it ought to apply the world over. And then you get moments like when the Olympics was in Tokyo and you had liberals going to visit Tokyo and being like, why do they have swastikas on all the maps? Don't they know that's a Nazi symbol? Because they didn't know that in Japan,
Philistines.
In most Asian countries, they use the swastika as a symbol for Buddhist temples on their maps. And then you had that one guy who went to go to the World Cup in Qatar and was appalled when they kicked him out of the stadium for wearing a pride shirt. And I'm like, what did you think it was going to happen? You're in the Middle East. Do you know anything about these?
Yeah.
And so it's like, I don't know.
Half-wit.
And it's like, I don't want people who have zero appreciation for any kind of culture or human spirit running things. I don't want to be treated like a cog in a machine.
Yeah.
Wow.
The I hate to generalize things, but most of the time they just run on feelings rather than, anything else. They'd rather do things that make them feel good rather than do what's right.
Yeah, and it feels good when you assume that everyone on Earth is basically the same and we can all get along.
We're
For the most
all
part, that's not really
blobs.
true. Yeah,
Well, and that's. I'm glad you brought that up,
It's
actually.
going to take a lot more than good vibes to bring everyone on Earth together.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up because that's
writing in
basically.
Chat. I'm sorry to interrupt. King Pan's running in chat. We have the Senate. And looking at the live results, yes, it does look like the Republican Party is going to take a majority, a very thin majority, in the U.S. Senate. So
Really?
51 right now to
Let's go.
42. It looks like
The Democrats got edged, y'all. Let's go.
I
So
don't know if that was the word that I would
let's
ever
go ahead
use,
and-
but
Well, Biden did say that. He said he would edge Trump.
Yeah.
he said it, I guess.
Oh, go ahead.
So there
They
is
live in a
precedent.
box of
There
their
is.
own making. The world is his own views and thinkings. Quite right. Quite right.
What were you saying, Megalon?
Oh, I was gonna say that's basically the entirety of Harris's campaign. You know, she's every time someone brings up policy, either with regards to her own ideas or what she thinks about Trump's ideas, she always counters with, "We have to bring people together, love, and all this." She doesn't have any substance. It's all emotions. It's all feelings. And there's no substance.
And fuck feelings. We don't care about those.
Yeah,
I can't afford eggs.
Good feelings and come
Exactly.
together. And then in the second breath, she turns around and says, "Oh, by the way, my opponent is a fascist."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the tried and failed strategy of calling. Sorry, go ahead.
My opponent and his supporters are evil, and we can't bring them together and love them.
Yes, well, let's bring everybody together, just not those people.
No,
Yeah, the tried and failed strategy of 2016. Oh, it didn't work again? Oh, wow, what a shock.
no.
Yeah.
We need to go even harder next time.
Basically, for the Soviets, it was economic class. For the Nazis, it was race. For the liberals, it's your beliefs.
Mm-hmm. Basically, well, that sums it up. Let's see. Checking on 2024 House election live results here. Looks like 186 for the Republicans, 166 for the Democrats. So I'm trying to remember who has the majority in the House at this right now.
I don't remember.
Republicans by a very slim margin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So
Also, looking at the the prospect of having the both houses of Congress and the presidency reminds me of 2016 when I think I mentioned this before, or maybe it was just some other friends. Like I will literally never forget when all of the people covering the election signed off that night. And I don't remember where I heard this phrase, but it's so apropos. When they said that that all of these people, as they signed off, extended an olive branch from atop their high horse because they were all so sure that they would win. And it's time to restore peaceful discourse and really come together now that this tiresome election is finally over. And when they realized that they lost, all that shit went out the window.
Yeah.
just
Listen,
really meant it.
if we win the House, if we win the Senate, if we win the presidency, I need to be able to buy a machine gun over the counter. I'm a single issue voter. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Hey, Rex.
I just want to
Rex.
buy eggs and
Yeah.
gas without fearing that I can't afford it every single week.
Yes.
Yes, buying eggs that are less than $8 would be nice. But Rex, do you remember from a few collabs ago the machine gun vending machines?
Vaguely, I'm sorry.
The what?
Stream Brain is starting to kick in, but please tell the story for those.
Oh, we were playing Patently Stupid, and Besprit was the one that had the patent for vending machines that sold guns.
Yes, I remember now. Yes. Okay.
I'm very confused now.
Give money. Get machine gun.
270 to win is still showing that none of the votes have been reported for Hawaii, and yet it's calling the state for Kamala.
Well, that's what they do. It's based on historical voting tendencies.
It's based on precedent. They'll change it if they need to, but precedent shows that they believe it will likely be Democrat.
Okay, fair enough.
Refreshing the results for Pennsylvania here in the last few minutes. It looks like lead is still being held by Trump with 3.15 million votes versus the 2.98 million for Kamala Harris. 87% of the precincts have been estimated to report in now.
About 150,000 vote lead.
Yeah, we're waiting on Cameron County to report in. Looks like we don't have anything.
It just did.
Oh, they did?
Oh?
Yeah, I hit that.
25% in.
All right. So,
Which state are we looking at?
Pennsylvania.
So it looks like Pennsylvania's going to Trump.
Really?
In that way. And that is one of the states that, by all analysis, he has to win, or is vital for him to win.
Wait, which
makes it easier for him to win the national election if he secures Pennsylvania.
And it looks like more of the votes have come in for Michigan. It's slightly less divided now. It's 49.9 to Trump, 48.2 to Harris.
Arizona's kind of red right now. Although they're 50%, so it could be any game.
Okay, they finally called one of their 2 remaining counties. And, so yeah. Arizona might go to Trump. Michigan might go to Trump.
Dude, this is gonna be crazy.
Akko, someone in your chat brings up a point. This looks just like the 2016 electoral map.
Wait, really?
A little bit.
I'm looking that up.
Wait.
Oh yeah, especially with Pennsylvania. Hold on, let me see that.
Yeah.
Did he? Oh my gosh.
So what
if
you're
that's
saying
the
is-
case, memes win again. Cheat chat. People get mad at me when I say this. Mostly left-leaning people, and I don't really lean any particular way tonight. But people get really mad when you mention that Donald Trump won because of memes, and that's because Hillary Clinton didn't know how to meme. The same as with Kamala Harris. If he wins, he did not win by any other reason because he got shot and he got memed.
Well, the other thing is there
really work at McDonald's.
There really is.
Bro, why did I refresh the 2016 electoral map? What is wrong with me?
Couldn't tell you, man.
Hey guys, Elijah's about to share one of his crackpot theories again. So I think there is real truth to the meme that the left can't meme, and I think it's because a meme has to be able to communicate a potentially complicated idea in a very simplified way.
Wow.
And you can't really simplify a lot of left-wing policies because they're based on groundless critical theory that takes a whole word salad to explain, whereas right-wing beliefs tend to be based on intuitive reality.
Here, I'm pulling up both maps right now.
Yeah. So if they match up, what you're basically saying is that Trump did it in 2016, he did it in 2020, and he probably
look at that chat.
Oh, okay. Let's have a look.
Here, I'll send you 2016.
Okay. But yeah,
well, the thing is, to put it simply, like if a right-wing person wants to make a meme about the price of eggs, they're just like, damn, I got to take out a loan for these eggs. If a left-leaning person wants to make a meme about the price of eggs, they're like, the quality of labor and the ruling class, the elites are driving up the chicken prices, and you have to, like you said, all this critical theory that is not based in reality.
Oh, am I getting rated?
Hoops to say eggs are expensive.
People don't care about that. It's like eggs are expensive or
Hello,
eggs
Junie.
are not expensive. It's
mental gymnastics.
That's a great example.
Kamala
of a
just
meme
missed.
that I
Wait.
think-
Kamala just dismissed her party. Oh, hello,
Wait, what?
Junie. Thank you for the raid.
What does that mean?
Raiders, welcome in.
I don't know. So
She
if this
might-
is the map that we're looking at right now, yeah, this is insane.
Uncanny, the similarity.
Let me refresh.
Because what it basically means is Trump did it in 2016. He seems to be doing it in 2024, and he could have done it in 2020. I'm just saying.
Junie, would you like to come in for a moment?
Please feel free to add her.
I can, if she wants to.
the
She is
other
more
thing
than
is, like,
welcome to.
The first great meme that happened during Biden's presidency that signaled, I think, the beginning of the end for him was those horrible gas prices, and people were literally putting those stickers of him on the gas.
Oh yeah, that's right. The I did this sticker.
Dude, my friend did that.
And
My best friend was going around doing that.
And it's like, I think this is a good sign that people are starting to wake up and just start to believe their eyes, because that's what the news basically tells you. Do not believe your eyes.
Why has Nevada not had anything in? Look at the
Makes
2020
you
map.
think, doesn't it? Nevada is really dragging its
Makes you
feet.
think about the fraud that could be happening in that state right now.
Well, it is
Somebody
the gambling
said they're
state.
too busy gambling on the election to actually vote in it.
Let's see. Headline from Zero Hedge. Watch live. Republicans take Senate as Trump leads across all swing states. Let's see. We've got the Hedis.
130K vote lead in Georgia.
It's a pretty big jump.
Trump from 2020, very broad, according to this one map, which is a little bit small here. Let me see if I can.
He just needs 22. If he can get,
There we go.
if he can get Pennsylvania plus one other state, he's got it.
All these little triangles, chat, that you see on this map here are shifts of plus 15 to plus 30 points towards the Republican Party.
From 2020 to 2024.
It just, you see them especially West Virginia, Virginia,
Kentucky,
Ohio.
All the states that were hit by the hurricane.
Yeah.
Georgia,
Iowa,
Carolinas,
interestingly.
Florida,
I wonder what happened
Alabama,
in Iowa.
Mississippi.
That's right. My state of Alabama, we already knew what color it was going to be.
Quite so.
But I'm curious what happened in Iowa of all places.
Slack those on every gas station here in Georgia. Well done, Rita.
By the way, if you refresh the Pennsylvania, 90% reported in, and Trump's still holding on by like
Oh
200,000
my
votes.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got like a 4% lead.
This is insane.
Wait,
Just
He has a 6% lead in Michigan, even though they're only at
3-6.
60.
Thank you for the follow.
Wait, he's got.
That's funny.
Wait, where does he have this big lead?
He has a 6% lead in Michigan with 58% reporting, according to AP.
That's good. Oh yeah, well actually, according to 270 to win, 65 is now are now reporting in Michigan, and yeah, he's got that lead. He's got a
Hello, Rage.
50,000 about a 50,000 vote lead.
I think Arizona's probably going to be one of the closest ones. It's like 20,000 votes or less.
Yeah.
They're still saying Wisconsin is a toss-up, even though he's got a 4% lead and only one district not reporting yet.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got it though.
Yeah, even if he, I wish 270 to win would show how many votes each district actually had.
My manager would like to say hi. He's kind of loud, but he's cool.
Okay.
Hi, manager man.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hi.
There you go, Ball.
I just gone.
How is his evening going?
I'm not quite sure. He's like 20 shots into something right now.
Oh no.
Oh man, he's ahead of me.
Oh yeah.
I think I need another.
Arizona, I feel, only became more blue because of the people coming from California.
Yeah, that's definitely a big reason.
Get him out! Get him out! Get him out of here!
I can speak.
Go back to California, please. Take your policies with you and your high taxes.
No, like it really is just baffling. Like I said, like like some people just seem to have policies that they hope just won't affect them, I guess. Like, literally people whose beliefs and whose voting patterns ruined California come to Texas and vote the exact same way, just, I guess, assuming it won't happen again.
And then it ruins Texas.
Yep.
I forget, did we already call Pennsylvania or no?
It may as well be called at this point.
Yeah, we may as well just call it for Trump at that point, yeah.
Yeah, 200,000 vote lead.
Well, you mentioned Texas, Meg. I wanted to... fairly clear victory of Trump versus Harris on the presidential side of things. Big cities obviously voting for Harris, the country class everywhere else voting for Trump. But then some interesting notes here about the Senate race that's going on now between Ted Cruz and Colin Allred. Cruz, pretty handy victory against Allred. Cruz, 51.2%, Allred, 41.9%, and then 6.9%, interesting enough, going to the Libertarian candidate Ted Brown.
I mean,
interesting.
If there was a place where Libertarians were going to eke out a a tiny vote, it was probably going to be Texas or someplace near that.
Yes.
By the way, sorry, go ahead.
2018, Cruz faced off against Beto O'Rourke, and he only won that 2018 race by 2.6%.
He fought the beta and won.
Yeah,
and I think
that was
again,
close.
I think we're seeing
Really close.
I think
Betas
we're seeing
for
this
Beto.
gigantic shift. I think we're seeing this gigantic shift because of everyone has just seen how terrible things have been under Biden.
Yes. Yeah. What
Yeah.
Like the gulf of difference between the liberal.
Bull, you snorting G-Full does not surprise me. I want to know how much of the rainbow you saw. Just don't become a 41% statistic, okay? Thank you.
But I kind of feel like the reason Trump lost in 2020 was so that he could come back now when we're on the verge of like 2 wars, a failing economy, all of this stuff going on.
Yeah, he could come back
In
and
a
be
civil
really
war,
good, too.
possibly? Yes.
Yeah,
you strike me down, I'll come back stronger than ever before.
I'll say
That's
this,
right.
I'm hoping Trump is just the beginning of a real.
Bull, be careful. Listen, let me pull up a picture here. All right. I better not see you in the center here with me and one of your other talents like that. All right. I don't want to see you become this. Okay. You gotta promise me you'll lay off the drink and you won't snort anything so that you don't accidentally call somebody a pedophile. That would be very much appreciated. Please and thank you.
Put them in the sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Can we get
time for a
VTubers
sea
in office?
change? Maybe, I don't know if we want to skip over Gen X or not. I mean, we've seen what Gen X can produce, and I've not been impressed thus far. So, I don't know, maybe try with the millennials first, and then when Gen Z is of, the minimum age threshold to be eligible to run for office, then, yeah,
We'll
how about
see.
it?
Oh, speaking of, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like Minnesota's going to go to Harris, but we kind of had a feeling that would happen.
I mean, this is one of the few states that voted for Walter Mondale in 1984.
It's also Walter's home state, so it's not surprising.
They do what they do best. They love to burn down everything that they get. So they like to burn down their own state with this.
I mean, you have to feel
sometimes.
a bit of pity for them. It gets rather cold up there, so they need the fires for warmth.
The New York Times.
That's true.
New York Times says
But
Trump
yeah,
is in the 83%, or excuse me, 93% win. I mean, that's pretty accurate.
You should check Polymarket to see how high the percentage is. It's nuts.
Let's refresh here.
You think it's too late for me to get a bet in?
97.6 versus 1.8 for Harris.
There's some people thinking.
Son betting when he comes of age. That's true.
Oh, Nevada's reporting.
Oh, what the hell?
71% Trump right now with
Finally quit
6%.
dragging its feet.
Oh, it's only 6%, bro.
I mean, but it's a strong start.
Yeah, it's a start.
None of that showing up on 270 to win. Where are you getting this from?
This is AP right now.
No,
I'm flipping between the two.
Yeah,
By the way, I came up with $1 million idea.
Oh,
Yeah, all ready for this?
okay. AP is finally catching up to 270.
Okay.
They just called Georgia.
Oh,
So
yep,
they're at
Georgia was called.
246 to 210.
Holy crap. It's getting down to the wire.
Wow, why couldn't we do this last election? Jeez, we'll actually be done in one night.
Nice.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's my $1 million idea. Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so did y'all hear that Alien Romulus is getting a VHS release?
What? Wait, who even makes VHSs anymore?
Well,
That's the
Nevada's
thing,
actually...
It's a
I
limited
like
run.
my VHSs. Leave them alone.
No, I was gonna say I have a few VHSs in my large movie collection and a VHS.
Save them. They're
player.
collector's items.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's the
Nevada
thing,
just
right?
went from 6 to 18%. Maybe they'll be done quickly.
Yay!
Nice.
But yeah, where can you find a VCR?
At a thrift
thing-
store.
Yeah,
I
nobody
bought one
makes-
at a thrift store.
Yeah, nobody makes VCRs anymore. You have to find someone independently selling them.
Exactly, but
Yard sale,
one of the
garage
biggest
sale.
regrets I have is getting rid of my old Sony VHS player. It was one of the last ones they came out with, I think, in the mid '90s. And
It was probably
wouldn't you
a
know,
really
I
nice
see
one.
I see tech reviews now of that exact same model. It's like, this is the perfect VCR of all time. And I'm just like,